The Girl Who Carried Tomorrow, an African folk tale from Lagos. In the busy heart of Lagos, where yellow buses shouted and markets never slept, lived a young girl named Amara. Amara was only 12 years old. Her mother had died when she was very small, and her father, a fisherman from Badagry, later married another woman named Mama Bisi. At first, Mama Bisi smiled sweetly and spoke kindly, but after Amara's father traveled to the village for work, everything changed. Mama Bisi's heart became as hard as dry coconut. Every morning before the sun rose, Amara was already awake. She swept the compound, she fetched water from 3 streets away, she washed clothes until her fingers wrinkled like old leaves. She cooked food that she was barely allowed to eat. While Mama Bisi's children went to school in clean uniforms, Amara stayed home wearing faded clothes. Yet, Amara was not dull. Her eyes shone with intelligence like stars over the Lagos lagoon. Whenever Mama Bisi's children returned from school, Amara quietly listened as they read their books. At night, when everyone slept, she would pick up their old notebooks from the floor and practice writing under the dim light of a small kerosene lamp. She wrote on old newspapers, she solved sums in the dust, she read the signboards when she followed Mama Bisi to the market. Even the market women began to notice. "That girl is sharp like pepper," one woman whispered. One hot afternoon, Mama Bisi sent Amara to sell groundnuts near a large school. The sun burned and cars honked loudly, but Amara sat quietly, watching students walk in and out. A teacher named Madam Tola noticed her. "Young girl," she asked gently, "why are you not in school?" Amara lowered her head. "My mother says I must work." Madam Tola noticed a notebook beside her. "Can you read?" she asked softly. Amara opened the book and pointed to a difficult passage. She read it clearly without stumbling. The teacher's eyes widened. Then she gave Amara a math question. Amara solved it quickly using a stick in the sand. Madam Tola was amazed. "A child like you should not be selling groundnuts," she said. The next day, Madam Tola visited Mama Bisi's house. Mama Bisi tried to pretend she was kind, but neighbors had already seen the truth. Madam Tola spoke firmly. "This girl is brilliant. Her mind is a gift. If you keep her from school, you are burying gold in the sand." Mama Bisi felt ashamed as neighbors gathered quietly. Soon, Madam Tola arranged a scholarship for Amara at the school. The headmaster even gave her books and a uniform. For the first time, Amara wore clean shoes and carried a school bag. She studied hard. Years passed like wind across the lagoon. Amara grew into a brilliant young woman. She became one of the best students in Lagos, then won another scholarship to become a doctor. One day, she returned to the same street where she once sold groundnuts. She built a small free clinic for poor children. Mama Bisi, now older and weak, came one day for treatment. She was afraid Amara would send her away, but Amara smiled gently. "Pain teaches us," she said softly, "but kindness heals." She treated Mama Bisi with care. The neighbors shook their heads in wonder. The girl who was once treated like a maid had become the light of the community. And the elders in Lagos would later tell children, "Do not mock the child who suffers today, for tomorrow may sit in her hands." Moral of the story: intelligence shines even in hardship. Kindness is stronger than cruelty. A bright mind cannot be buried forever.